5 years ago, it was very common for brands like Samsung to sell mid-range phones at flagship prices. Today, thanks to brands like Xiaomi, Realme, Infinix, and Tecno, that's become much harder to do, because these companies are now offering true flagship-level phones at mid-range prices, although they usually make some compromises. But what if I told you there's actually a brand selling a real flagship phone for the same price as the Samsung Galaxy A57? If you want to know which one it is, stay with me in this video. And let's get started. And no, I'm not hyping anything up. This phone is genuinely a flagship in every aspect. Build quality, display, processor, battery, cameras, and the latest technology across the board. All of that at the same price as the Galaxy A57, a mid-ranger that doesn't even come close. There is a catch, though, so make sure you watch until the end to find out how to get it at a great price. And before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's completely free. Also, drop a like and comment below what's the best flagship phone deal you've ever gotten, the lowest price you've paid for a brand new one. As always, I'll be reading all your comments and dropping hearts. One of the best flagship phones of 2026 is without a doubt the OnePlus 15. It's not just me saying it. If you spend a few minutes browsing online, you'll see that most tech YouTubers, including myself, strongly recommend it. Why? Because it brings significant improvements over the OnePlus 13 while keeping a very realistic price. And it offers more real innovation than the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra or the iPhone 17 Pro Max. This makes it an excellent choice for anyone looking for a truly modern and forward-thinking phone. Samsung used to lead in innovation, but nowadays it feels like they're just copying Apple, turning their phones into what many call a Korean iPhone. At that point, I'd rather just buy the real iPhone. But let's get back to the OnePlus 15, because there's a smart way to get it for only $650. Yes, the same price as the Samsung Galaxy A57, but with the same amount of RAM as this flagship OnePlus 15. It's honestly crazy. You're getting a real flagship phone at the price of a mid-ranger. Meanwhile, Samsung keeps selling mid-range phones at flagship prices. If you want the OnePlus 15 for just $650, you'll have to import it from AliExpress, where they sell the Chinese version with global ROM already installed. I've done this myself with the OnePlus 12 and had no problems at all. The phone receives all official system updates and security patches without any issues. You can also buy the Chinese version and flash the global ROM yourself, but on AliExpress they take care of it for you. So if you're not experienced with installing custom ROMs, don't worry. The link I'll leave in the description comes with global ROM pre-installed. And just to be clear, this is not a sponsored link, so if you find a better deal elsewhere, feel free to buy it there. So for only $650, what do you actually get with the OnePlus 15? Let's go over its specs. The design has changed compared to the previous generation, which looked very similar to the OnePlus 12. The OnePlus 15 now adopts a style closer to its Oppo siblings, like the Oppo Find X9. A premium design featuring high-quality glass and aluminum materials, along with IP69K water and dust resistance and excellent durability. It can handle drops, impacts, and even extreme conditions like being submerged in water, frozen, or placed in boiling water. It's very solid in this regard. As for the display, we have a 6.78-inch AMOLED panel made by BOE, the X3 model. There is one small compromise here. It drops from 2K resolution on the previous model down to 1080p. This isn't really a problem because the screen has a very high pixel density, so the image still looks sharp and detailed. The display is also LTPO technology with a variable refresh rate from 1 Hz all the way up to 165 Hz. The first big difference compared to most phones in this price range. This extremely high refresh rate works great with shooter games like Call of Duty Mobile and any other game thanks to the built-in gaming tools in the system. In addition, it's a 10-bit panel, protected by Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2, and features 2160 Hz PWM dimming to reduce eye strain for people sensitive to blue light. It's an excellent screen for watching videos and consuming multimedia content. It also comes with AquaTouch technology, which means the touch screen works very well even when the screen is wet. A nice bonus considering the phone's high water resistance. You could even use it in the shower without issues if you want. When it comes to performance, this phone is probably one of the best in its class. It's powered by the latest and most powerful processor available right now, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, along with top-tier LPDDR5X RAM and UFS 4.1 storage, which is not expandable via microSD. The Chinese global ROM version we're talking about comes in several configurations. 12 GB per 256 GB, 16 GB per 256 GB, 16 GB per 512 GB, 12 GB per 512 GB, and up to 16 GB per 1 TB. The $650 version is the 12 GB RAM with 256 GB storage. The 16 GB per 256 GB goes up to around $710, while the 16 GB per 1 TB version reaches about $900. Of course, the price is adjusted accordingly. We already know the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 can run quite hot, but thanks to the advanced cooling technologies inside the OnePlus 15, it achieves an impressive 99% stability. Yes, you heard that right. Even after a 20-minute stress test running the processor at full power, it maintains up to 99% stability without any significant temperature increase. This makes it one of the best phones for users who want to push the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 to its absolute limit without thermal throttling. Combined with its fast UFS 4.1 storage and high-speed RAM, multitasking feels incredibly smooth. And when you add Oxygen OS 16 running on Android 16, the experience becomes even better. OnePlus promises 4 years of major OS updates, taking it all the way to Android 20, plus 6 years of security patches, so the phone will remain well supported even after the OS updates stop. This platform scores nearly 4 million points on EE.UU, meaning you won't have any trouble with games, apps, or anything else. The OnePlus 15 is easily one of the most powerful phones available today, even though it's not specifically marketed as a gaming device. On the battery side, it delivers the best real-world endurance of any phone currently on the market, as confirmed by multiple reviewers. It packs a massive 7,300 mAh battery with silicon-carbon technology. Even though some phones have larger capacities, the OnePlus 15 lasts longer thanks to its highly optimized software that makes every drop of energy count. It supports 120W fast wired charging, and the charger is included in the box with the Chinese version. It also features bypass charging, 50W wireless charging, and reverse wireless charging. According to OnePlus, the battery can handle up to 1,100 charge cycles. That's impressive. It not only gives you one of the best battery lives on the market, but also exceptional long-term durability. To put it in perspective, 1,100 cycles roughly equals about 4 years of heavy daily use while still keeping the battery performing at its best. Now let's talk about the cameras. The OnePlus 15 has 3 rear sensors. They're not as good as the previous generation because they no longer have the Hasselblad collaboration, but that doesn't mean they're bad. The triple 50-megapixel setup actually performs quite well. The photos are excellent in most situations, especially from the main sensor, though when compared to the iPhone 17 Pro Max or the Galaxy S26 Ultra, this is probably the only area where it falls a bit behind. In daylight and nighttime shots, it still delivers very good results. The ultra-wide lens weakens slightly at night, but the 3.5x telephoto surprisingly holds up well. Where it really shines is in video recording. It can shoot 4K at up to 60 frames per second, 120 frames per second, and even 8K at 30 frames per second, with solid optical stabilization and great color reproduction. If you're a content creator, this phone is excellent for filming videos. However, if you mainly take photos for social media, you might prefer another device with better compression handling. Both the iPhone 17 Pro Max and the S26 Ultra have the same issue that most Android phones do. When you upload photos online, they get heavily compressed and lose quality. As I mentioned, you can get the OnePlus 15 on AliExpress for around $650, and sometimes even less. That makes it easily one of the best flagship options you can buy in 2026. But as always, I really care about your opinion. Tell me in the comments what you think about the OnePlus 15. I'll be reading every comment and dropping hearts as usual.